There are an estimated 1,500 websites on the internet dedicated to online dating and romantic rendezvous. And when you throw in smartphone apps such as Tinder and Grindr, this number increases significantly. It seems now, more than ever before, the online arena is providing us with an even larger network of potential partners than our own real-time lives. In Chapter 30 of the 2011 text introducing the new Sexual Studies, DeMasi highlighted the normalization of online dating that has slowly developed over time. And when you think about it, years ago, online dating was a concept often met with mockery, and the general consensus was that it was the dating method of choice for the loner and unlucky in love. But in 2015, this seems to no longer be the case. Not that anyone really watches TV anymore, with Netflix taking over, but turn on your favourite TV show, and amidst the rose ceremony, you're bound to watch an ad for eHarmony, or RSVP, or even Ashley Madison. With greater exposure to the online dating world, has come a greater acceptance, and it seems that the stigma of an online romance has slowly lifted. It's being marketed to the young, the attractive, and the successful. It's no longer just for the underdog of dating. But with this new age shift to the online persona, just as with non-romantically inclined websites, such as your standard Facebook page, the issue of honesty and accuracy in self-presentation has arisen. In her study on self-presentation strategies among online daters, Ellison identified an internal struggle between her participants' desires to be appealing by society standards and honest in presenting an authentic sense of self. In other words, the battle between who you are and who you want to be or think you need to be to attract a potential partner. Ellison acknowledged that in some forms of identity reflection online, such as in online role-playing games, fabrication of one's assets, qualities, and skills is expected and accepted. However, in the dating environment, there is an expectation and a hope that people they engage with have an undeniable likeness and parallel to their offline identities. Funnily enough, although we join dating websites generally with the best of intentions and hope to find a genuine person, i.e., what you see is what you get, there is a common anticipation that we will encounter deceptive identities when doing our online shopping, as Gibbs' survey, conducted in 2006, found that a whopping 86% of us have suspected that fellow users have falsified their physical appearance. But things are going even further these days, and I'm talking about catfishing. The term catfish has become popular over the past couple of years, mostly due to the reality show of the same name that started up on YouTube. According to Urban Dictionary, a catfish is someone who pretends to be someone they're not using Facebook or other social media to create false identities, particularly to pursue deceptive online romances. Interestingly, when researching scholarly articles on catfishing, I couldn't find even one under that name, unless of course I wanted to talk about the vitamin C deficiencies in channel catfish. And I figured this is because it's still a relatively new term, especially seeing as though I got the definition off Urban Dictionary. But despite being a relatively new concept and term, it's not an issue that's merely affecting young tech-savvy users. The older demographic are being catfished in their hundreds. In fact, Dr. Phil did a week's worth of shows just on widows being catfished by their dream men on the internet, often meeting on dating websites. It seems that the risks associated with forming an online relationship are not only emotional but also financial. People are falling in love with people who don't even exist. These people are portraying themselves as too good to be true love interests, who very quickly profess their love for their vulnerable online victims before asking for money. It really is a sad situation, and although we could argue that it would never happen to us, as we're tech-savvy, let's be honest, we all engage in online dating in some form. In Me Lecture 6, Tony Chalkley highlighted that most of us do engage in some form of online dating through Facebook, even though it wasn't intended as a dating website. As with the advancement of most online networking sites and the internet in general, it's almost impossible for us to verify information that we access. It seems that this has not and will not deter us from finding love online. Further along in her chapter on shopping for love, DeMasi argued that the rise of dating websites is a result, at least in part, of cultural changes, such as increased divorce rates, living longer, sexual liberation, and the improved legitimization of gay and lesbian relationships. And I'd have to say I agree with this. I also believe, however, that this increase in dating websites has in turn contributed and further legitimized these cultural changes. kind of like the circle of life for dating.